Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of the Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday night. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Um, Ryan, did you do any?
Cinco de Mayo.
That was I feel like that was very appropriation-esque.
OVO.
No, Ryan. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to even go down. All I'm going to say is a rap beef in 2024 is just drastically different. So we'll leave it at that.
Man. I think Drake dropped another one, but I ain't got time for it.
I'm done. Bro. I checked out after Kendrick dropped the second one. I was like, you know what? Check it out of this, bro. Too old, Ryan. But thank y'all for joining us on a Sunday night. We appreciate it. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Football things are soon approaching. We do want to apologize for the technical difficulties we had. Hold on. Oh, the Twitter thing is working now.
So Twitter. X.
Yeah, it's so apparently it doesn't start until we hit record, so that makes sense. So all that said, sorry. We apologize about the technical difficulties we had the last podcast episode with the Spencer Rattler episode. We apologize.
Sorry.
It didn't go as smoothly as we wanted it to, but we'll work on it. But this episode, I want to give two shout outs. One big shout out to our dude G for the Chocobo Chasers podcast for suggesting this as a good podcast idea topic for us to do. Also, much love. It's I won't get too much into it, but I want to give a lot of love to Brian O'Rourke, who has just been like a fundamental pillar of support. He was our first sponsor that we had in terms of Vertimax a couple of years back. So if you hear this or you see this, Brian, I just want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, we really appreciate everything that you are supporting the podcast with and the help. We greatly appreciate it. But football things are on the horizon, right? We have the schedule probably coming out in about 2 weeks. Maybe even sooner than that, because I think it comes out maybe on either this upcoming week or next week, probably next week though. And then we have rookie minicamp, I believe, from the 10th through the 12th for the Saints. And after like rookie minicamp and the schedule, and then there's like the OTAs or whatever, then it'll just be dead. It'll just be complete nothing until training camp. But training camp is in Irvine, in Southern California. And so really excited to have boots on the ground type of reporting, type of content. Listen, man, I remember the days of just being on Twitter, even before Twitter, being on Saints Report, just trying to get like snippets, just anything, news, pictures, anything.
Who is that?
I want to be able, speaking of 2024, to be able to bring like legit high quality type of content to people who listen, follow us, whatever it is, and be
no fire Dennis Allen signs this time, bro. No fire Dennis Allen.
No, I won't. I won't for the listeners and the viewers of the podcast. I'm not going to do it. I got to get the camera in there and get the not the super big lens, but at least one of my good lenses in there so we can get some good content. Want to give just love. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you are along for the ride, let's see. Mitch said schedule party Thursday. I don't even know what that means, Mitch. Who dat? First time on the live chat. Shout out to RG. Oh, Mitch is stateside. Got it. We have 11 viewers going, or 11 viewers right now in the YouTube who's watching. But this topic, before we even get to the cut trade candidates, let's talk about the whole Ryan Ramczyk like contract restructure. Now it's mostly incentives. I don't even know if Ryan Ramczyk is going to make the team. It's kind of fitting that we're talking about this on this podcast topic. I don't know what it means. It just basically most of his contract is pretty much just tied to his playing time and incentives. I believe Catherine Terrell reported it, Underhill reported it, and how his contract kind of got moved around. I think he's like a little over $1 million in his base salary. I don't know if that means that like maybe there's a chance he comes back, and if so, like I don't know how that will look in terms of. I don't know, man. It's a lot of unanswered questions that I have no clue about.
From what it seems like to me, he ain't playing, bro.
It doesn't seem like it.
It seems like he ain't playing. They structured the contract as kind of like a straight up just in case. Like, what if, as a what if they covered the way his contract is anyway, he wouldn't retire until like next season or something like that, or like a post June 1st. So it's one of them things. I think the story is over for Ramczyk, bro. It's crazy, man. Like, I think that's the end. There's reports out here that he already lost weight and stuff like that, and slimming down. Like, football is over, man.
Trying to get like us on the Ram on the Adam Ryan diet right now. I see you, Ram. I see you, Ram.
I see you, bro.
It's just something about Ramczyk, Michael Thomas, obviously not in the same draft class, but just think about just great Saints players, just out. Saints players are just football players, right? Saints aside, like you put Michael Thomas or Ryan Ramczyk on any team in their prime, they're all pros. They're whatever, right? And to just maybe think that and Michael Thomas's career isn't over, but just thinking that like their career has kind of dwindled down just quietly. Like there's something just feels not right about it. And that's how the game of football is. Bro. I know, man.
It's crazy, man. I just wish that core, that new core that came in under Sean Payton, like that final push. I really wish they was able to get a ring, man. Like I just wish
me too, bro.
Me too. AK, Ram, Lattimore, Michael Thomas, Marcus Williams, Edie Deuce, Cam Jordan. That would have been dope, man. Late career Drew Brees with the pew 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 pew.
What had him too, bro? DeMario, G said DeMario would have had him too, bro.
For sure.
I hate it, Ryan. Like it feels gross, and but that's. I mean, here's the thing. That's how sports are. But there's all like you can say that's how sports are, but with the Saints and the core that we're talking about, right? It all goes back. It all goes back to the no call. And this is not a podcast episode to relive the no call.
Please.
But I'm not doing it. I'm just saying the biggest difference between other great sports team that just didn't win a championship for whatever reason is they don't have the biggest sport like officiating travesty
ever. Like, of course, the Saints would have It's like, okay, there's plenty of teams. There's the, did Dez catch it and all that stuff. There's all kind of little stuff like that people argue
Dez
about.
didn't catch it, IMO, but anyway.
But I'm saying it's barbershop arguments still to this day. There's no argument with the no call. It's just one of the most blatant, just like it was a blow to the chest, bro. Like I'd never forget that.
Shotgun to the chest, bro. Boom.
Literal depression. Depression.
2 weeks, bro. I'll never forget it. And the argument that people would like love to say after is like, well, you guys had an opportunity to win it over. You fucking idiots. If that call is called properly, that clock gets run down, and a winning, like a more than likely a game-winning field goal is kicked with like little to no time on the clock.
Not to rehash it, but I do think Sean Payton because Sean Payton was out of his mind after that too. Like Sean Payton was gone, like mentally gone after the no call. And I do wish he kind of just kind of reined everybody in. Like, look, okay, it was OT. Like, because it just seemed like after that, everybody was just the dome was in shock. The team was in shock. Sean Payton was pissed, just still cursing out the ref the whole time. It was a mess. It was a mess.
But the crazy thing is we're talking about Ryan Ramczyk, and like if he blocks Dante Fowler a little longer,
bro.
Like that pass was wide. Like I
was just thinking about the playoff games, just of that core that I mentioned, just that. You had the no call. You had
that's what. Well, Dante in the chat just said, "How cruel is it that the dynasty started with the Minnesota Miracle and ended with the no call?"
You had the Minnesota Miracle, the no call. Then you had the Vikings upset. Kirk Cousins' only playoff win, followed by the Tom Brady. The very forgettable
Jared Cook fumble.
Yeah, very forgettable. COVID game, whatever.
Someone said Happy Kenny Vaccaro Day. Wait, 3-2? Oh, I'm confused on why is it Kenny Vaccaro Day. 5 Cinco de Mayo? I'm confused because he's I don't know. Cam W might have to elaborate on that one.
Lost. It's a name I haven't heard in years.
Tony said wasn't just a bang bang close play kind of thing that was easy to miss. It was travesty officiating. That's what I was just saying. Like the point I was making is that there are great sports teams in all walks of sports, football, basketball, baseball, that would just for whatever reason just didn't win the championship and what have you. But none of them can really like they got beat. Like they got beat, right? Although I don't know if you probably haven't watched it, but I did not know this until I watched basically like the Redeem Team documentary on Netflix that was really good about the Team USA that like got back on track and won a gold medal for the US in basketball. That had to be 2016. I don't remember what year it was, but no, it wasn't 16. No, that was 2008. Yeah, I want to say it was 2008. That Doug Collins was on like a prior Team USA, and they had like won their. It was for the goal. They had beaten the team they were supposed to beat, right? I don't remember what team it was. And time goes off, and then the officials like reviewed it and found that there was like another like 2-3 seconds on the clock. There wasn't, by the way. The USA got jobbed. And then they played out the line like the final seconds, and the team who was like down like scored and also was like an offensive foul, and like Team USA like loses and like some of the most heartbreaking travesty ever. Like that's the only thing I've seen that's like relatable to the no call, because like that was like the clock said 0, bro.
Yeah,
clock said 0. But I felt like that was more kind of like, I don't know, like international officiating. Like it was like if you see it, you're like, oh, this is something's up. Anyway, Mitch. So I was talking about 2008 where the Dream Team won, but the Netflix special, like you see Doug Collins, who was on the team way back when that got jobbed. Anyway, sorry, it was Russia. Thank you, Shane. Yes, it was against Russia, so this all checks out. Anything else before we dive in? I will say this. We've got 19 concurrent viewers on right now. I'm excited, and also the planner in me can't wait to see the schedule release, bro. I need to see the schedule release because one, we got to do our schedule release episode, but then also it's planning time. We got to figure out which game's going to be the 3rd annual Saints Block Party podcast meetup game. See when the Chargers Saints game is for the West Coast meetup, and then I don't know. Oh, thank you, LZ. He said that was 1972. Whew. Against 1972 against Russia. That's deep in the Cold War, bro. So anyway, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off, but I don't know if Ryan still has that connection in New York potentially for lodging. But the UK guys, our dude Mike, MK Papa, shout out to the Saint City and Me podcast. Make sure you check them out. Said that the UK guys want to come over for both the SBP meetup game, whichever game that's going to be, and potentially also the Saints Giants game. You've never been to New York.
Never.
If we could, I don't know if it's to the point where we just gotta like maybe like just pull together and just all get like a huge nice Airbnb that makes it affordable for everyone. I don't know, Ryan. I don't know. But that would be such an experience to go to New York.
Oh man.
Watch like whew, man.
Saints block patreon.com/Saints.
Please. Please.
Start as $1 a month.
Please. The only way that shit's gonna happen, bro.
Only way.
Oh,
more.
Yeah, we completely went past May the 4th, bro. But I don't even like Kylo Ren, bro. But more, bro. Please, Brian, if you're listening, help us. I'm just kidding.
Please.
G said we're going to place bets on what game we think the meetup will be. Man, I don't know. I hold on.
Late October, November, something like that.
Yeah. I just think he's just because I'm pulling up the home opponents who they're going to play at home. All right. So of course you got Atlanta, Carolina, Tampa Bay. Then you have Cleveland, Denver, Vegas, Raiders, Rams, Philadelphia, Washington Commanders. I'm going to guess I would put money on either it being the Cleveland game, the Raiders game, or the Commanders game. That's my guess. Oh no, that Commanders game is going to be pricey because Jalen. No, that game's also not going to work. See, this is the thing. The planner are things I got to think about. Like, these are the things. Like, it has to be affordable for everyone. And if it's the Commanders game, everyone's going to watch Jalen. And so I'm going to say either the Raiders game or the Browns game. That's my guess in terms of win bets.
Browns game, watching the quarterback that could have been.
Why is my uncle? Okay, the Dallas game is away, Ed. Like that's in Dallas. And Dallas tickets are also super freaking pricey, like Cowboys tickets. So, Justin said thoughts on a Marshawn for Trey Hendrickson trade. No, I just don't want. No, I just don't. No, like I love Trey Hendrickson. I love him as a player. But then that gets messy because one, when you're trading Marshawn, you're taking on $30 million in dead cap space, and then you're going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, who wants a contract extension. So then you got to repay him. It feels like that's hustling backwards.
Getting rid of Marshawn is hustling backwards. And then trading him to bring on some other older player with more money. It's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? When they caught a tree to keep him. Saints being booty means it would be affordable for everyone if you wait till the last second. Yeah, G, but like when you're planning for like 30 plus people, you can't wait. Can't wait till the last second, man. Like it's in theory, yes, but like when you're trying to have so many people like sit together, it's difficult. It just becomes difficult. Tickets last year, you couldn't get them things away. God damn.
Couldn't give them away, bro. Couldn't give them away. Our dude Rod said the Broncos game is out. Yes, absolutely out. Justin says, what is fair compensation for a Marshawn trade? I mean, if you're the Saints, I think a fair compensation, if we're being honest, in my opinion, without being biased, would be a low first round pick or early second round or early round 2 pick.
Yeah. Agreed.
That is fair compensation. And if there's not a team that's willing to give you that, and like, listen, the Eagles and Lions both got their guys. in that same range. And who knows? Maybe Terrion Arnold is going to be good. Maybe Quinyon Mitchell is going to be good, but maybe they're not, right? And then maybe they just would have rather have had Marshawn for 3 years at his peak and likely potentially healthy, and maybe they would. But time will tell. Time will tell. Anything else? So schedule. But yeah, like Ryan said, if we're gonna do a New York SBP meetup, patreon.com/Saints Block Party Podcast. You got the YouTube membership going, $5.99 a month. I'm just saying. That. Whew. It would be fun though. That would be just it's such a amazing experience. And kind of going back to when our dude Charles came from Scotland, first time in America, first time in New Orleans, all that. Not the same because it's still in the US, but for people like yourself or whatever who hasn't been to New York, it's such a just different, man. It's just different.
I can't imagine.
To just have people close to me get to experience that and just be like, damn, this is cool as hell. It would be a very, very enjoyable experience. LZ says the Colts could be a sleeper team for Marshawn. I don't think they drafted a cornerback. They could be potentially. I think what's going to come down to Marshawn is two things. One, the Saints, I'll give them credit. They have been patient-ish in terms of letting this play out. And I know that Mickey Loomis got it was Adam Sheen blocked, and just basically talked about they weren't taking calls. I don't know. It was just Mickey talk.
He basically gave the factual but not truthful answer.
There you go.
We're not shopping Marshawn Lattimore, which is probably factually true. They're not calling every 31 teams saying, "Hey, want to take Lattimore? Want to take Lattimore?" No, probably not.
Right.
But they've made the adjustment to the contract, and the word is out there that he is available for the right price.
Right.
And they're hoping somebody takes him.
I was told that it's okay. And I think I've said this on the podcast. I know I've maybe said it in our Discord. So Howie Roseman, before round 1 started, called the Saints. I'm just going to stick to Saints news. Called the Saints asking about Marshawn. Don't know what the offer was. Don't know what or anything like that. But obviously a trade didn't happen. What have you? The Saints, since this whole Marshawn thing's been brewing, have been pretty keen on getting at least a first, which again to their credit is like a positive, because we've seen them get and I'm not advocating for trading for Marshawn, but I'm saying if they're going to trade him, like the fact that they're essentially were holding out for a first is impressive. The thing that's going to kind of test time is kind of what happens when training camp rolls around.
Yes.
And it's twofold. If there's teams out there who gets an injury to cornerback and they maybe feel like Marshawn could help them, that's a route. That's a route where maybe that first or that high second round pick becomes something that they're willing to give up. Also, I think something that's kind of like an underlying subplot too, and I can't stand him because he's a DV perpetrator, but Xavier Howard is also a free agent. So if you're a team, you're like, well, do I trade a draft asset or maybe just pay and sign Xavier Howard? Mm-hmm. It's kind of the easy route to go. Also, I think the Saints are going to have themselves a question in terms of, okay, if it's training camp, if he's still not shown up, maybe they're, where they're wanting to get a first or maybe a high second round pick, maybe that lowers around just because he's not there.
That's the key. That's the thing right there. If he forces the issue and the divorce papers are filed, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Then it's just, you got to get what you can get. Hope it don't come to that. I hope it don't come to that. I don't think, he's not at voluntary OTAs right now.
Right.
Not a big deal. You know, he rarely comes to those, from what I understand. But you know, will he miss, you know, mini camp and all that? Probably. And okay, but once you start getting a training camp, and then they get, you know, they get fined for that. So that's when the shit gets interesting. So we not gonna know nothing, bro. This is just gonna be something like a black cloud that's just hanging over the off season until what early part of September, I believe, is where the contract shifts and that option gets taken and all that stuff.
Right.
Once that happens, he's on the team for the year. Once that happens, so it's just gonna be a cloud hanging over until then.
It is. And I just hope, like, if you could just give me one season of a healthy Marshawn, a Debo, Kool-Aid, Alante, Howden, Honey Badger, Sub-Zero. Give me one season of that. Just one. I want to see it. I just want to see it. Our dude Rod said, I'm not actively shopping. Sounds like a husband caught in a lie by his wife.
Hey. Why gotta be a husband? Why gotta be a husband? Why is he lying to
Equal opportunity cheaters in this bitch, right?
For real.
Also, thoughts of adding a veteran safety like Justin Simmons. I'd be for it. I don't think Justin Simmons doesn't, like, he wants to sign with the contender, bro. Like, I don't know. Justin Simmons would have no onus or reason to sign with the Saints in his stage of his career.
And then it just seems like we talked about it with Cody Alexander when we had him on. Go back and listen to it if you haven't. It's just like what the NFL is doing now with safeties and stuff like that. It's weird, man. It's like they just throwing guys. They put us back there, bro. They put Could
you imagine, Ryan?
Hey, bro. I cover the post.
Bruh, I think we could get like every Patreon we have for 1 month to just give us $100 just to watch you cover NFL post route, bro.
Shit, boy.
Against someone like fucking like Jalen Waddle, bro.
Sleep on me.
No. Bro, I'll say this, bro. You get that PBU.
Ooh, couldn't tell me shit.
You can give up
none. Fly zone, man.
Bro, you can give up a 60-yard touchdown next play, bro. I wouldn't care, bro.
I would be out there like Stephon Anthony. Damn.
Can we bring back Pro versus Joes, bro? Can we bring back Pro versus Joes?
Bring it back.
All right. Mark, sorry, our dude Mark just got in the live stream. You missed us talking about Ryan being a free safety covering Jalen Waddle on a post route. That's what you missed.
I'll do it, man.
The Saints PBU podcast. Man, no, man. Just I would just have to be a blocking tight end, bro. Like, I got the bubble butt, but I can't catch well. So just put me in 12 personnel, bro. Just have me call me Josh Hill, bro. Let's see. Anyway, this is actually cuts and trade candidates. That's like the whole purpose of us doing this podcast. Again, shout out to our dude G for kind of bringing this as an interesting topic for us to talk about. Hope everyone can see it. I will make it bigger. No Diddy. It's still pretty. Okay, there you go. Zoom out a little bit. All right. Fucking ads, bro. Just ads. All right. That is someone. Hold on. Let me see what Mitch said, because Mitch had said something. Mitch said he's very excited about Fuaga. More and more watching this tape. Yeah, man. I think the thing about he's a dude, and like this sounds weird to say, but like as a right tackle, his ceiling, like I don't want to be used too much hyperbole. He could be like a top 5 right tackle in the league, bro. Like that's how talented he is.
Yeah,
like
no
legitimately. Okay,
no
so always big shout out to our lads who again been using it for literally since I
ever
16 when I was living in Texas, bro. People was using our lads, so it has been a staple of looking up depth charts for NFL teams and things like that. So I don't want to go through like players like, oh, they might cut Equanimeous St. Brown, who's wearing number 13. There's still no thank you, Michael Thomas social media post, I should point out.
Shameful.
But just legit, like, oh, this player could get cut. Oh, this player could get traded just obviously we know a lot of players who are on the team right now aren't going to make the team and make the final 53, right? I don't want to talk about Kellen Mond. I don't want to talk about Nathan Peterman. Don't want to talk about those players. I'm talking about like the spicy ones in terms of a cut or a player that may be traded that catches your eye. Now, I'll let you. I don't know if you need to look it over, or did you just have one just from the top?
Well, I mean, the most obvious one outside of Lattimore is Taysom Hill, obviously. I mean, they didn't touch his contract this year. Bringing in a new offensive staff that has no experience with them. I mean, his role was already kind of, I'm not going to say up in the air, but he was just kind of like Mr. Do Everything. And he did everything, to well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the team on his back a couple times, but I just think it's up in the air, bro. He's 30-something years, 33 years old,
Damn, is he 33? That's crazy.
I think so. Yeah, and honestly, there's only one other team that would want him, and everybody knows that. It's the Broncos, and would they give up something for him? And Broncos, bro, you look at Broncos weapons,
It's like Sean's last couple of seasons with us, bro.
Exactly. It's like, damn, Sean, come on, bro.
Ain't learned nothing.
You got a rookie quarterback, like I could see him saying, man, let me throw you this little fifth, let me throw you this little six. Or throw a player, or something like that.
If you throwing me a 5th or 6th for Taysom Hill, bro, I'm just gonna hang up the phone. Like I would at that point, I would just keep him for a season, then cut him at the end of the season. So I've said this about Taysom. I've been consistent in saying it. So last offseason, when they brought in Foster Moreau, they signed Jamal Williams. I kept asking it, and then it got kind of confirmed out of the fact. I just kept asking, like, man, like they really are trying to address every role that Taysom played, and was told last off season, after the off season, that they wanted to phase him out. They wanted to either cut or more than likely trade him last off season. They didn't end up doing it, and then they brought in players to take his role, whether it's Kendre Miller, Foster Moreau, the list goes on and on. And at the end of the day, just who Taysom is and how the offense was, Taysom was kind of that break glass and emergency player. And they were like, oh shit, we need Taysom on the team, right? This offseason's not over, but leading up to the draft, there was a lot of Taysom to Denver chatter, right? A lot of Taysom to Denver chatter. And just now, I'm not seeing it like even quarterback, just chatter. And I think there's still a want for the team to move on from Taysom, because what I was told is that the team does not feel like he is worth, I believe, his $10 million price tag. Now, what's funny is that they could say that he's not worth his $10 million price tag, but if you put the price tag together of Foster Monroe, Jamal Williams, Kendre Miller, whoever else, all together, Taysom outperformed all of them. All of them. So it just from a logic perspective, it doesn't make, I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know, man. Like it's really going to be up to Clint Kubiak to find a role for him. You know, like it's going to be interesting, man. Also, it's kind of up to Taysom. Like, does Taysom want to continue being that kind of break glass when needed type of guy? I don't know.
I know the excitement for when Clint was hired, everyone was kind of like saying like, man, that Taysom could be that like use check role, and it visually it makes so much sense.
It does.
We just don't know. I'll say this: it seems like the team and organization and front office listens to Clint, right? And whether that was, Spencer Rattler was just the best player on their board in round 5, just they felt like it was too good. But Clint also spent a lot of time with Spencer Rattler in the pre-draft process. And obviously what he said to some degree had to carry some weight. So if he feels like there's a use that he could utilize Taysom in his offense, I think there's a chance that Taysom makes the team. But what wouldn't make sense to me as a fan, the tight end room is it's very meh. We don't know what Kendre Miller is going to give you for a season.
Right.
If you cut Taysom or trade Taysom, it's the same thing I kind of was asking the season, like the last offseason, like who is replacing that production?
Right.
Like if you cannot name a player or a players to me that you can tell me who replaces his production, then if you want to get rid of him, just get rid of him at the end of this upcoming season. Like it makes no sense to do it this season unless you're getting, if like Sean's like calling you and trying to give a 4th, then all right, I understand it. For like a 5th, a 6th, and like you're not replacing that production, man, no.
We gonna see, bro.
Let's see what the chat is saying. We may just outright cut him. Sean may not have to trade for him. I don't know if they would outright cut him. I don't know. I know the team is just very kind of when it comes to Taysom. And our dude Tony said they had to bring in so many players to try and replace him. Said a lot about how valuable Taysom is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Why do they want Taysom off the roster? Would be exciting to see Clint with Taysom. It all goes back to what he's getting paid. Like that contract extension that he got like right before, like a season or so before Sean left. So Taysom, I believe he gets like $10 million a year, which if as a fan and we see what Taysom do, like that $10 million seems like it's like very justified.
Yeah.
Whoever's working the Saints books, so not Kai, but like whoever's like managing the Saints money does not feel like he's worth that $10 million. Anyway, so Taysom, an obvious candidate. Our dude G brought this up in our Discord, and he texted me about it, and it made so much sense. He said, "What about Pete Warner to the Cowboys for a 3rd rounder?" You have a team in the Cowboys who need just have no linebackers at all. They have some problems defensively. He's fallen out of favor, I think, a bit. I mean, I think, the Saints moves have shown you that he's kind of fallen out of favor maybe a bit with them signing Willie Gay in free agency. They drafted Ford from Texas.
Yep.
And when Dree told me that, bro, I was like, run me that 3rd, bro. Run it to me. Like, run it to me.
A 3rd, hell yeah, man. He's in a contract year. I'd run me a 3rd quick. I don't think it would be a 3rd though.
It'd probably be like a 4th.
Yeah, 4th. And I think you got to see how it plays out because look, they brought in competition for him. They want to see if he steps up or not. It's going to be interesting between him and Willie Gay. All sights on him, man. I could see it being one of those late August, early September trades if it were to happen. like right before cuts happen and all that stuff.
Oh, like the CD Deuce trade.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, I'm for it. Like, again, I think so. The Warner thing is a little even different for me because, like, with Taysom, I'm saying who's replacing his production. Let me stop sharing my screen a bit until we can maybe get more on the defense. With Taysom, I'm saying who's replacing his production. With Warner, it's like, what production am I replacing? Right? It's like the inverse.
Yeah.
At least the last season and a half for Pete Warner's career.
And then, like I said, it's the competition. Like, what if Willie Gay comes in and is just balling?
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what if you just remember how? Like DeMario started his career kind of up and down. Went to the Browns, went back to the Jets. Had like a real good season with the Jets, then came to us, and then just all pros. You know what I'm saying? Every year. I'm not saying Willie Gay do that, but like, what if he just comes and like fits in the system? Dennis Allen got him schemed up right, playing alongside DeMario. And what if he just outshined Pete? You know what I'm saying? That just makes an easy decision then.
And then I don't know who said this. I don't know if it was, the Saints wanted to use more 3 linebackers on the field. Stop it. It was someone I think someone on the Saints said it, like a coach said it. Stop. Okay. Stop. I don't know who the fuck you think I am to watch football this long in 2024. You telling me you want 3 linebackers on the field? Okay. All right. If it's not base, if it's not like a run heavy set, please stop lying to me.
They'd be playing with 1 linebacker, bro.
Please stop lying to me. He said, unless we're getting to, Demon Tom Slime says, unless we're getting 2021, Pete, ship him. G said, Peyton Turner going to Baltimore and then finally being healthy. Don't think it would even matter, bro. man would just be smiling in the Chocolate City, bro.
Bro, can you imagine if like Peyton Turner has starts off like a little hot season, has 3 sacks in the first month or whatever, and they get calls like they got for Davenport before the trade deadline?
Don't do this, bro.
Bro, can you imagine if they deny the trade offer for Peyton Turner?
You know what's funny? I don't think they would for Peyton Turner because I think. Listen, man, this goes back to like the rookie season, right? There are people, players and or coaches on the team who felt like the injuries he had in his rookie season, and I'm not saying that they were not. So please don't take this as that's what I'm saying. But there were players and coaches that felt like he could have played his rookie season after the couple of injuries he got, and he was just kind of like,
hey.
This is not funny, but like the whole Baltimore thing, bro. Like now, like all I picture is like him on like the boat that hit like the bridge, bro. But like you know the Peyton Turner picture where he's like smiling on the boat, bro. Just going right towards the bridge, bro. That's all I see, bro. I will say this, since we're on both Peyton Turner and Isaiah Foskey. What if? Oh yeah, the Saints didn't pick up Peyton Turner's 5th-year option. Like that's not breaking news. What if they just don't you just don't see any? What if they don't see anything from either of them? Training camp, preseason. Could you see them cutting either one of them or both of them? If it
Foskey, no, I just don't see it. Even if you had like a horrible training camp, I still don't see it. Like it's just they're gonna give it time. Peyton Turner, if he comes in and he's just injured and bad, not doing nothing, I could see them cutting him, bro. I could see it because at this point you're just taking up space and don't let like one of the young bucks. I don't know who else on the depth chart, but
You remember all that noise Legolas was making in preseason last year, bro?
Bring Legolas back, man.
Shit.
Like, take it on
please.
Come on now. Yeah, I can see Pay Turner getting cut.
I could too.
Who mentioned Juwan Johnson as a trade candidate? I thought that was interesting.
It was our dude in the chat saying we like if we're just a general question, if we would trade Juwan for a 5th or a 6th. I think G brought up the point that I think at that point, like I think because of the contract extension, like it just seems like it's hustling, like one of those another situation where like you're hustling you're backwards. And then I said this, and I know Max can't stand Juwan Johnson, and maybe he was right all along, but it creates even like the tight end room is not great as it is. That like makes it even worse. Unless you have a plan. Now it's different if the undrafted free agent just comes in and just starts balling. Hawker,
yeah.
Now, if Hawker comes in and he just looking like he's him, that's a completely different scenario. But like unless that happens, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It's hard to make major. Like I know Juwan Johnson had his own struggles last year, but it's hard to make big judgments about the passing game from last season because it was a mess, bro.
Right.
Whole offense was a mess, man. Whole offense, and he turned it on at the end of the season, just like Derek Carr did, just like most of the offense did. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Let's see what this thing holds with Clint Kubiak and what he do. Juwan might cook this shit, bro.
He could. The cornerback, aside from Malante, discussion is very fascinating.
Very.
Especially with the selection of Kool-Aid McKinstry. You have Alante, who, like, I don't really even know how much you can take from Alante last season, being that he played slot when he maybe got like 5 snaps in the slot in training camp and had never played slot before, right? Literally the definition of throwing someone in the fire.
And
right?
something they brought out upon New Orleans football. I mean, they were saying Latte, he really didn't buy into playing the slot until like halfway through the season, because it's just like he's an outside corner. That's in his mind, like I'm an outside corner. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really buy into, okay, I'm going to be a nickel quarterback. I'm going to be the best nickel cornerback I could be. Didn't really buy into that. He's still battling those little type of immaturities. I don't know how he feels this year. Is he buying in? I don't even know where he's going to play. Are they going to put him in nickel this year? I assume so. Or are they going to have him compete with Kool-Aid? I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. They're going to have him compete with Kool-Aid. Whatever's going to happen with Lattimore is going to happen. And that's it.
It's one of those things. And when I got told this a couple of weeks ago, it just blew my mind. That outside of slot, if essentially that if Alante's not playing the slot, he's going to be a special teamer. That is potentially how the team views him. It doesn't make sense in my head. I know what I saw.
Who do you replace? Like, do you take a Debo out? Like, I don't know. What do you do?
That's what I'm saying in terms of this whole trade thing. If this is me potentially as Saints GM or us, I think the player that, if we're talking players to trade, one of the smartest players to trade that you could trade right now to me is Paulson Adebo.
Yes.
Because he has the highest trade value of probably anyone on the team. He came off a stellar year, and it's kind of inflated because of like the wide receivers and the quarterbacks he went against, but it looks good, right? So you could sell that, right?
Yep.
And if you could, you're not getting anything any more than a second. But if you get a second round pick from a team, who needs a cornerback. He's in the last year of his contract. I like Adebo. He's a good player, but is Adebo worth essentially what a Jelon Johnson ish in that range is getting? That's really where the question lies. Is Paulson Adebo worth that range? Or even a better question is Paulson Adebo a true number one cornerback? Because you got to pay him.
Got to pay him. That's what I'm saying. Got to pay him. If you believe he's number one, that means you ready to pay him 17, 20 million.
That Rams game.
Flipping a third round pick. He was a third round pick and turning him to a second round pick before paying him. That's smart business to me, bro. Smart business. If you loaded at the position anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if that's something you can make happen, that's smart business to me. If you don't want to pay that money, you know what I'm
saying? G said the other side of this: what happens if Adebo is traded and Marshawn continues to get injured or play starts to fall off because of his age? It's a risk. It's a complete risk. But
they're still so deep, and you got Kool-Aid on the outside, and Alante on the outside, the position he loves to play. You know, then you got to hold that nickel again, but you know.
Right. Demon Tom Slime says, "Can Adebo guard Mike Evans, Wilson, Diggs, child abuser, Justin Jefferson, Chase, Puka, Lamb?" I don't think he can.
We saw it last year many times where we like, why is Paulson Adebo covering this scrub? Put him on whoever. Put him on Puka. Put him. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe he can. I don't know. Like Paulson is a good cornerback. And he had a good
rookie
year. Rookie year. Struggled with injury second year.
Mark said 8 years ago we be begging for an Adebo on the team, bro.
Ain't that crazy, bro? Like just things have changed. Begging for Adebo. Hey.
Please, Adebo. Please. I don't want to get the vaccine either. It's a good problem to have. And that's why, this is just we're just talking, right? Because then, in theory, if you trade Adebo, you save money because you're not extending him, and then you could potentially move Alante back to outside and Kool-Aid in the slot. I just don't. It does not feel like the team either has a want or a preference to play Alante outside anymore, and I could not tell you why. Couldn't tell you why.
So weird.
Dante said we got a room full of cornerback 2s and 3s outside of Marshawn. Yeah. Probably true. Probably true. He said, "Y'all remember Demon Tom Slime said, y'all remember us starting BW Webb, Sterling Moore, and Devonta Harris?" Yes. Ghost Boy.
Sterling Moore, baby. Sterling Moore down OBJ.
Man, we got beaten. This man was put the caption on Instagram. No, I ain't even mad at it now, bro. As a fan back then, I was annoyed. Now, man, you know how hard it is to get an interception in the NFL. Go ahead, post your shit, Sterling. I don't care.
Sterling, I had a good game. I don't know about
y'all. How many sacks will Brian Bresee have this year, in your opinion? I'm gonna put it like this: 5.5, over under.
Over.
Ooh.
Over 5.5.
You getting that five? You getting over 5.5 sacks from your interior defensive tackle?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I think I'd say he had probably like 6.5, something like that. 7.
What? Man, that would be great. That would be great. What players would you potentially like to see us look at trading for? Anyone at tight end or at safety? Man,
I don't know if I want to give up any picks right
I can't like. There's no one who's like just standing out to me. Oh, I have one. You ready for this?
I got one too. Go ahead.
Oh. Only because I know that they wanted to move on from him after Dalton Kincaid was drafted. Run me Dawson Knox.
Ooh, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
I would be willing. Now he's a little older. I guess it depends on how you feel, how close you are as a team. I'd give up at least a fourth for Dawson Knox, at least. And I know that. Go ahead.
How about give up Paulson Adebo?
Okay, I'm listening.
For Knox and like a fifth.
I'll do that. The only thing that this is our podcast. The only thing that
maybe a third. I don't know.
No, because if you put a Debo in, wait, we're getting Knox and a third.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Running to it, bro. Running to it.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Go with yours. No, go ahead with
I was just gonna say. So if that happens, I'm assuming. Here's the crazy thing. Even if they made that trade, I think they would then look at it as the outside corner still being Marshawn and being Kool-Aid. I think they are that against playing Alante on the outside. That's how they would try to do it.
It would make sense, bro. It would make sense. But I was saying, how about Taysom, straight up player trade, Taysom for Greg Dulcich. For the Broncos.
You know what's funny? I love
I'll be from the Senior Bowl.
But he's been his hamstrings just toe up, bro. I wouldn't do it, bro. I wouldn't do it. And I love Greg, bro. I love Greg. He got like the Marshawn Ohio State hamstrings, bro. As a pro, it's bad, man. I wouldn't do it. But that Demon Tom said Lattimore for Kittle in the third. I don't want that contract that comes with Kittle, and you have Lattimore's dead cap space. I'm good, but the Dawson Knox thing stands out to me because you have a player, and the Bills are probably never going to come out and say this, but I know for a fact that they were interested in trading Dawson Knox last season after they drafted Dalton Kincaid. I'm calling Brandon Beane, and I'm saying, listen, what we got to do to get Dawson Knox? Because then we've talked about this tight end room being kind of meh, right? Then you're taking pressure off of Juwan Johnson. Now he don't got to be tight end one. He can just be tight end two, bro. Just play your role, get open, make plays. Then the offense, in theory, right? You got Dawson Knox at your tight end, Olave, Shaheed, Juwan Johnson, your tight end two. Hopefully a rejuvenated AK. Fawag at right tackle. Don't know what you got left tackle yet. That offense just hashtag on paper. If you could just get like a conductor that can just make some good throws when needed, I don't know, maybe like a Spencer Rattler. I don't know, Ryan. I'm just saying the makings of it is there. Like you think about that offense, it gets you to tingle a little, just a little bit, bro.
Yeah, I take it.
Anyone makes no sense to trade anyone out of the best cornerback room. Lattimore trade talk is ridiculous to me, but then I realized the Saints are known to give up best players anyway. I mean, yes, all that 100%. But also too, the thing that the Saints are battling is you have a star player at a great position who's been a star for a long time for your team and one of your best defensive players, who essentially has essentially communicated to the team that he does not want to play for the head coach because he feels like the head coach is, I'm not saying this is verbatim, but like head coach doesn't know what he's doing. And the man's 24 and 46. So I would probably side with Lattimore that he's talking, like he knows what he's talking about, right? And we've talked about it numerous times on this podcast. When you go from filet mignon or A5 and then you just no offense, but then you just at like Ruby Tuesdays and you eating steak from Ruby Tuesday, like it's not the same. It's not the same.
Well done, Ruby Tuesday.
with A1 sauce just dumped on it, it is not the same.
So
So anyway, I would put Alante at safety and Kool-Aid in the slot. I would love for them to try Alante at safety. I would love it, bruh. I don't know. That's what he played in Tennessee. Demon Tom says Knox stock has to be an all-time low. Probably around the same level of Andrea Knox, bruh, when she was convicted of a crime. I don't know, Ryan, but it's probably pretty low. Anyone else? I think. Hold on, let me pull this up again. I do think we're talking about cuts, and this is not. It wouldn't be a crazy cut or anything, but I do think like Lou Hatley, maybe with the punter that they got, bro, like he might be out.
You don't notice,
but he had like that. We saw. I have a sneaky one for you. It wouldn't shock me at all if they cut Nate Shepard.
No, that wouldn't shock me. Yeah.
But I don't like what did he?
What's the D line looking like?
G said if it's that low, maybe we convince them to take Jamal for Knox. I don't think it's that low, G. Don't think. Oh yeah, that's a cut. That's a player we should mention. Like it wouldn't shock me at all if they cut it Jamal Williams.
Tano getting up there.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Him getting cut. Man, our D line is ass. Man, that's
like I know Saunders and Shepard are right there, but like honestly, that to me is like the future of the defensive tackle right there.
Oh yeah,
Reese and Boyd.
Yeah.
And I think Boyd could like come in and just have a very impactful season, man.
Think so, man? Early, because this is hard to learn, man. It's not to learn, but like just woo. You got it. You playing nose tackle, boy. You right there in the midst of the fire.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but the talent on tape. I get it's a jump. All that the talent on tape. I trust him as a player.
Me too.
I trust him that I think he's going to have some type of impact this season. Oh, completely forgot they drafted the special teamer. Not drafted, sorry. Signed like that special teamer guy from who was with the Commanders, Hudson.
Oh yeah.
No, I think we kind of hit them all. No one else really kind of standing out there. We hit Peyton Turner. I think Jamal could be gone. Yeah, we hit him. I would just love to see. Could we just see what we have in Nick Salverde,
please?
It's Cinco de Mayo. Please, man. It would be nice. It'd be nice. Are the Saints entering a soft rebuild, similar to what the Bucs did last year with eating all the dead cap? Yes, they are. Like, and I think if you listen to what Mickey has said in pressers, like as much as he has said, like lied blatantly in pressers, you get the sense that yes, they feel like they are in a soft rebuild. They're trying to do a soft rebuilding of their cap situation. And a big, like very underrated storyline, maybe not too underrated, is like the whole Derek Carr thing, because like if he has a similar season that he had last season, and if it's still like very inefficient and kind of like very hot and cold, like they could get out of his contract at the end of this upcoming season as a post June 1 casualty, bro. They could save some money, bro. Money, Ryan.
Interesting, bro. It'll be interesting, man.
Start Boyd and let him take his lumps. He even has some pass rush. That's why this whole training camp preseason is just gonna be so fascinating, because it's not so much on the defensive side for preseason and training camp, but like the offensive side, like it's completely new. Everything about it is going to be new. Clinton Rattler 2025. Man, that sounds like a red state, bro. Like just got the flag on it, just a red
Louisiana
shirt.
Shit right there.
Clinton Rattler 2025. The big ass American flag.
I'm voting for Clinton. I'm voting for Clinton. Louisiana shit.
Big time, bro. Anyway, Brian said Saints running the don't tread on me offense. If you saw that offensive lineman picture from the fish thing, yes, that's exactly. Can we get my MAGA right tackle or guard Landon Young in there, bro? Like Landon Young was looking good, bro.
Oh, Landon. Big C's out there, big C's.
Just a steady, okay right guard, bro.
Hey, man, that's what I aim to be in life, right there.
Just a steady, okay guy. But thank y'all so much for just joining us this Sunday night. I think we got up to 30, 35, 30-ish concurrent viewers at the peak
Sunday night.
On a Sunday night.
Cinco de
Mayo. It's late. It's like 11 p.m. where you are. It's 9 p.m. where I am. So just the fact that people got on and just chopping up with us talking Saints, it was a fun episode. We enjoyed it. Just football is approaching slowly but surely.
Yeah.
It's approaching. Very excited to do the schedule release episode. You know what? Before we go, imagine a world where the Saints didn't have DA as a head coach. It's nice to hear the fantasy talk till DA shows he can coach situational football. It doesn't really matter who's on the field. I 100% agree with you because I just the last 4 games in the season, maybe because I was there, cannot get that Rams game out of my head. Can't get it out, bro. Like it was like that was a snuff film, like a snuff film. And in my head, I was just like, if they can't get past, if they get embarrassed like this by these guys, like we are not even in the same category tier of other teams.
The Rams last year were like they were kind of they were a rebuilding team themselves. They were like
a plunky team.
A plunky team, and we look like we ain't belong on the same field.
Same field, bro. Like that. That's the thing. Again, it's been mostly since the draft has been pretty hopeful, bro. But like that just burnt in my mind. Let me ask you,
Clint.
I'm voting for Clint. I'm going to ask you this question. This was asked to me, and it was a very fun, and I had to think about it. Thought exercise I had to do. I'm going to ask this to the chat too. Are the Saints a top 10 team in the NFC?
I have to list them out.
Hold on. Let me do it. Let me pull them up. Because I had to. I'm not going to spoil. Well, that was dumb. I'm not going to spoil where I had them. So I have the NFC teams up, right? So you have. Hold on. So a top 10 team in the NFC. You have the Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers, Bears, Cowboys, Lions, Packers, Rams, Vikings, Saints, Giants, Eagles, Niners, Seahawks, Bucks, Commanders.
Let's list them out. Okay, let's start with the top. 49ers will be number 1.
Wait. Oh no, just go from the list. Don't go from don't go for the top tier teams. So like you see the I'm sharing my screen. Those are the Cardinals, Ryan. You said the 49ers.
No, I'm trying to think like saying the other Saints a top 10 team. I'm trying to list out the best.
Okay. Oh, I thought we were just gonna go through. Okay, got you. Okay. 49ers,
Lions, Eagles, Green Bay. Who will go next? Cowboys.
Yep. Rams. That's 6. So then it goes, are the Saints better than the Seahawks?
That's new staff.
Just talent wise.
Who was the Seahawks record last year? Did they make the playoffs last year?
No. I'm gonna say that the Seahawks are better. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Think they're better? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give it.
So wait, are we at 7?
Yeah.
Okay. The Bucks won the division last year. I think you until like they beat they won the division last year.
The Saints washed them in that last game, though.
They did.
Okay. Tampa Bay is number 8.
Okay.
Who's number 9?
Vikings. Are they better than Vikings?
With JJ McCarthy?
They was winning games with the guy who got demoted to emergency quarterback, Ryan.
Okay, let's give it to the Vikings then. Okay, now we're at 10. Who else?
I had them when I did this exercise a week and a half ago. They came in 10th for me.
I put it like this. They're in that tier. The tier of the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Bucks. Like they're in that sphere. So they're a top 10 team barely in the NFC, which is a weak. Like the NFC is extremely weak right now. So if we expand this out.
Dante said no hair NASA cooked us. Well, I don't want to call him Ryan Shazier.
Ryan Shazier snuck back in the man.
We talked about this at the draft party, bro. Went from being paralyzed to like just running all over the Saints defense, bro, and cheating on his wife at the same time, bro.
I still can't believe Jameson. I can't believe he threw that ball. When he threw that ball.
Yeah. So I had them right when I did this episode or did this exercise. I had them right at 10th. Like that's where they came in for me.
If we expanded this out to the whole NFL, it'd probably be in the 20s. So
yeah. Okay. So let's do it. Let's wrap it up. Let's do it. They're not okay. So they're not better. Okay. So are they better than the Cardinals? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Better than the Cardinals. Even with Kirk Cousins and all that, I'm saying that they're better than the Falcons. Mm-hmm. They're better than the Panthers. This is the one I struggle with. Are they better than the Bears right now, though?
Right now? Ooh, I mean, I gotta see it, but I'm on paper. Hashtag on paper.
I would, if we're just talking just on paper, I would put the Bears.
I'll put the Bears ahead.
Yes. Okay. Then every other team, they're better than. I'll give them. They're being better than the Commanders, right? So out of what 32? I can't do maths. 16 teams. They came in what like at 12th. If I'm doing that math correct, because we put the Bears. Okay, they're not better than the Ravens. They're not better than the Bills.
Oh,
they're not better than the Bengals. They're not better than the Browns. Broncos, I would say.
Yeah,
they're better than them talent wise. Coach wise is different.
Not coaching.
No. Houston,
Texans,
no. Colts, they beat them last year. They beat them, but without Anthony Richardson, I'll give them the Colts. Okay, I'll be generous.
I'll give them the Colts.
Jags. They're probably a lot closer to like the Jags and.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no just because the Jags beat them last season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chiefs,
no. Raiders, talent wise, yes. In terms of like, other than that, like coaching wise and stuff, I don't know. I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna give them better than Raiders. Okay, be generous. Yeah. Chargers, No, bro. With Herbert and Harbaugh, no. Dolphins, no. Patriots, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is it a healthy? I'm gonna imagine a healthy QAnon Rodgers. I'm gonna say yes. No. Sorry, I'm gonna say no. They're not better than the Jets with the healthy QAnon Rodgers. Steelers, yes. Titans, yes. I've lost count.
Me too.
That puts them like
20th in the league, whatever.
Bro, it was worse than 20th. That's like 25th, 26th.
I mean, I saw that Athletic had the Saints like the third worst team in the league. I was like, third worst.
Like just doing this thought exercise, they feel like 26th, 27th worst. But like at that point, like you're splitting hairs a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. About the 24th.
24th. Somewhere around there.
They did win 9 games last year, though. 9 games.
The easiest schedule in almost like NFL history, but yes, they won. They won. That sound like a DA Mickey statement. But we won 9 games.
I mean, look, I'm sure DA said that right now. We won 9 games.
9 games. Anyway, fun thought exercise. But thank y'all so much for the support. We appreciated this episode. Went a little longer than intended, but it was fun. Just talking about trades, cuts, where the Saints ranks in terms of the NFL and the NFC. And we'll see, man. Like, here's the thing. Like, that's the thing about sports. All it takes is just one thing to just maybe go right for a team in a season. And that could be like, maybe I'm just being like super fan, but I just can't have like this. There's this envision in my mind of just Spencer Rattler just coming in and just like looking like it look like I'm saying in training camp and in preseason, it looks close. Like if it's close, start the rookie, bro. If it's close, start the rookie. Because like as a team, if you were gonna trade up for Penix Jr., like you already to me are signaling what your actual thoughts are about Derek Carr.
Already emotionally cheating. You're emotionally cheating already, bro.
You know what they say? That's sometimes worse than the physical. All right. Now, let's not get started with that one. Anyway. Cheat, Saints. Cheat. Do it. Anyway, we will be back. Maybe this week, maybe not. We'll see. There are kind of things if y'all have topic requests, ideas, we could just even do like a Q&A, man. Like we'll see. Even if it's
trying
like
to get some guests on, we trying.
Maybe I'll hit up our girl Catherine Fisher, very talented person working in the entertainment industry out here who's a Saints fan. She fell in love with New Orleans after living there for a long time, and she still has a place there. Like she has a place she lives here and has a place in New Orleans that she like just doesn't want to sell because that's like home to her. Like that is a love letter in and of itself to the city of New Orleans. So maybe we'll hit up Catherine Fisher and get her on, just talk Saints and entertainment industry and things like that. But we appreciate y'all for joining us and all the lives and everything. We'll be back this week. Please, I know this is at the end of the podcast, but please like, subscribe, all that on YouTube, all that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. We appreciate it. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. With that, we're out.
Peace.